Corporate social responsibility is a management concept whereby companies integrate social and environmental concerns in their business operations and interactions with their stakeholders. CSR is generally understood as being the way through which a company achieves a balance of economic, environmental, and social imperatives, while at the same time addressing the expectations of shareholders and stakeholders. For a company to be socially responsible, it first needs to be accountable to itself and its shareholders. Companies that adopt CSR programs have often grown their business to the point where they can give back to society. Thus, CSR is typically a strategy that's implemented by large corporations. After all, the more visible and successful a corporation is, the more responsibility it has to set standards of ethical behavior for its peers, competitors, and the industry. As important as CSR is for the community, it is equally valuable for a company. CSR activities can help forge a stronger bond between employees and corporations, boost morale, and aid both employees and employers in feeling more connected to the world around them. India is the first country in the world to make corporate social responsibility mandatory, following an amendment to the Companies Act 2013 in April 2014. Businesses can invest their profits in areas such as education, poverty, gender equality, and hunger as part of any CSR compliance. The most effective CSR plans ensure that while organizations comply with legislation, their investments also respect the growth and development of marginalized communities and the environment. CSR should also be sustainable, involving activities that an organization can uphold without negativity affecting their business goals. Organizations in India have been quite sensible in taking up CSR initiatives and integrating them into their business process. It has become progressively projected in the Indian corporate setting because organizations have recognized that besides growing their businesses, it is also important to shape responsible and supportable relationships with the community at large. Companies now have specific departments and teams that develop specific policies, strategies, and goals for the CSR programs and set separate budgets to support them. Most of the time, these programs are based on well-defined social beliefs or are carefully aligned with the compliance's business domain. Most of the time, these programs are based on well-defined social beliefs or are carefully aligned with the company's business domain. Since the applicability of mandatory CSR provision in 2014, CSR spending by corporate India has increased significantly. In 2018, companies spent 47% higher as compared to the amount in 2014-15, contributing $1 billion to CSR initiatives according to a survey. Listed companies in India spend INR 100 billion in various programs ranging from educational programs, skill development, social welfare, healthcare, and environmental conservation, while the Prime Minister's Relief Fund saw an increase of 139% in CSR contribution over last 1 year. The education sector received the maximum funding, that is 38% of the total, followed by hunger, poverty, and healthcare, which is 25%, environmental sustainability 12%, and rural development 11%. Programs such as technology incubators, sports, armed forces, reducing inequalities saw negligible spends. Taking into account the recent amendments to CSR provisions, industry research estimates CSR compliance to improve and range between 97 to 98% by financial year 2019. Some examples of CSR in India. Tata Group. The Tata Group conglomerate in India carries out various CSR projects, most of which are community improvement and poverty alleviation program. Through self-help groups, it has engaged in women empowerment activities, income generation, rural community development, and other social welfare programs. In the field of education, the Tata Group provides scholarships and endowments for numerous institutions. The group also engages in healthcare projects such as the facilitation of child education, immunization, and creation of awareness of AIDS. Other areas include economic empowerment through agriculture programs, environment protection, providing sports scholarship and infrastructure development such as hospitals, research centers, educational institutions, sports academy, and cultural centers. The next example is Ultratech Cement. Ultratech Cement, India's biggest cement company, is involved in social work across 407 villages in the country, aiming to create sustainability and self-reliance. Its CSR activities focus on healthcare and family welfare programs, education, infrastructure, environment, social welfare, and sustainable livelihood. The company has organized medical camps, immunization programs, sanitization programs, school enrollment, plantation drives, water conservation programs, industrial training, and organic farming programs. The next example is ITC Group. ITC Group, a conglomerate with business interests across hotels, FMCG, agriculture, IT, and packaging sectors, has been focusing on creating sustainable livelihood and environmental protection programs. The company has been able to generate sustainable livelihood opportunities for 6 million people through its CSR activities. Their eCouple program, which aims to connect rural farmers through the internet for procuring agriculture products, covers 40,000 villages and over 4 million farmers. Its social and farm forestry program assists farmers in converting wasteland to pulpwood plantations. Social empowerment programs through micro enterprises of loans have created sustainable livelihoods for over 40,000 rural women. Organizations in India have been quite sensible in taking up CSR initiatives and integrating them into the business processes. It has become progressively projected in the Indian corporate setting because organizations have recognized that besides growing their business, it is also important to shape responsible and supportable relationships with the community at large. Thank you.